I would like your cream pie the most. Yes, that's exactly.
Mine's a little
That's
busy.
precisely what we're going after here. I will murder you for your cream pie.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a whole different fetish.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So I see 4 players, so let's...
I will join the game in 10 seconds, it said, and then froze upon the 10-second counter.
10, 9,
well,
8,
Our turn order is also
I'll be here
gone.
very soon,
7.
hopefully.
Cream
You can
pie.
see-
No, Aspen, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for that kind of commitment.
mm.
No.
Honey, no. Honey, sorry, no.
Oh my god,
No.
G.
Get out of my
So-
chat. Stop looking at my
Okay.
Instagram. That's it, I'm going home.
Alright, I started this.
For clarity's sake, that was 1,000% a goof.
So,
Anyway, Dungeons
Last
and
time.
Dragons.
Oh, were you sliding into the DMs while you're streaming?
so
Is that
last
what's
time,
happening? Sorry, I'll go back to.
Anyway, last time on Dragon
Last
Ball
time.
Z.
you guys discovered...
Endr almost died.
Yeah,
He's
so
a
you
good
guys-
human being.
You guys discovered the Cave of the Blind. You fought 3 horrible goblin creatures who were... 3 horrible goblin creatures called Nilbogs. You got into the cave. Endr had to stab herself to open a door.
Ouch.
You spent an hour and a half on a lever puzzle.
I really want a magical item.
Like, a level 1 of Mist lever puzzle, too. It was bad.
But there could have been an item out of it. Could have.
You were looking for an item. You were so much.
If I broke it, then I could take it with me.
Yeah. And after which you kind of stumbled upon this maze where you are currently. Endr, having an in-game lapse of judgment and an out-of-game distraction, fell into an illusion trap that ended up casting a fireball on her and nearly
Killing me.
death. Yeah. And in that time, Azure had summoned a swarm of rats who had agreed to lead you safely to the final rooms of this cave.
Who's doing the nail clipping? Please no.
Not it.
Not it.
I'm not nail clipping.
Insane.
I heard something, but I don't know what it was.
Something is afoot.
Something's afoot. Maybe it was toenail clipping. Because it's a foot.
Hey.
Anyway, so you cool, so that's kind of where you guys left off. Endr, you've just kind of been like blown sky high.
Yeah, now we're doing a heckin' break so that, you can heal and not be dead.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys have agreed on like a short break.
Yeah, I think we were doing a short rest, and I had casted Spirit, the healing
Healing spirit,
balonies. Yeah.
I remember
So-
that.
I'm gonna take
Cool.
a break too, so that I can get my shapes back.
Okay. So you guys, spend hit dice, do whatever you're gonna do with that. Endr, did we ever get your cleric health?
Yeah,
Yeah, I handled that at the end there before we ended. My up to full health should be okay, and my preview is deciding to not respond right now and not allow me to look at my character sheet, even though I opened it before I started.
Perfect.
I think healing spirit is in Xanathar's.
I'm familiar with it.
Okay. Do you know it lasts a minute, doesn't it?
Well, let me Google it with this computer in front of me and find out.
You have the whole power of the internet.
The whole power of the internet. Up to 1 minute concentration.
Cool. Should I roll 60? Or
Franklin.
should I roll 6? No, 60.
26 hit points. Yeah. Yeah, so give everybody their heals and stuff.
Okay, my hit dice is for Cleric. I handled my hit
Frank?
points. I didn't handle my hit dice, which is 1d8.
It's a plus. It's 1d4, right?
One moment, I need to speak with
It's
my
1d6.
1d6. Okay.
What's up?
Frank. No. You are fine, Bubble. Everybody stops paying attention to the dog for 5 whole seconds. That's too much, Sadie. Sadie, do you know what this means? Do you know what this means, Noodle? Come here. Come here. Oh, jeez. It means fall on your face, apparently. No. This is the opposite of what I wanted. Sadie, do you see what you've done? You know what this means, Sadie? It means you get to be on camera. Hello? Oh, hello? How did I do that? What is happening? Yes, Sadie. You're a naughty nut. Good golly, Miss Molly. This is why we don't break things. Oh no.
6, like, in bonus? Or are you gonna be okay?
Well, I'm currently at 4 hit points either way.
Okay,
Without,
well-
like, before Zogle's stuff, I haven't taken that into...
Okay, I'm gonna play Song of Rest while,
Oh, bless.
Go, Sadie.
so people...
27 hit points for healing.
Oh, I just got from you, Zogle.
Yeah,
What
for
did I miss?
I mean everybody that surrounds themselves by
Okay.
with the healing spirit.
Well, that actually brings me all the way back up to 31, which is my
Oh.
max. So it's all good. Thank you.
Okay, well, never mind.
Fair enough.
So, did I just miss people healing? I had to go speak with my dogs to get them to
Yeah,
shush.
You heal
because
for
it was unsuccessful.
27 hit points if you want.
Okay, I have full health.
Since I didn't have to play Song of Rest, can I teach the last point I have to do for Blue to learn?
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I had to roll a dice, but do you still want?
You don't even have to, because
Okay,
you're
yeah.
guaranteed to get at least one.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, let me find a blue token. Since blue can help in fights now, that's probably something I should have done a long time ago.
Blue.
But what level is she?
Good question.
Because if she's real low, hide that little bitch.
Guys, I'm so dumb. I went to search for a token for blue, and I just typed in blue.
Classy.
Okay, which we were supposed
Is
to.
this a fairy? Sorry, I had to think of that that meme with the
It took you a
anime
little
guy
bit,
looking at the
yeah.
butterfly saying, "Is this a bird?"
Also, blue has armor that you got her in Duver.
Blue does have armor.
Blue
from
has
Duver.
armor.
Yeah.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah. There was like a little stall.
Yeah.
There was also a good section of time there over the summer where I had to go like halfway through the session, so.
Mhm.
And y'all, I'm gonna pull out of my equipment log because I hadn't realized I didn't hold on to this shit for the longest time. I have a shield, and it's kind of important. That's kind of why I took Warcaster.
Nice.
You have had a
Good.
shield the whole time. That's plus
So
2 to
my
AC,
armor-
isn't it?
Yeah, so my armor class could have been better than an 11.
Yeah.
So proud. It's not like you spend any time in human form anyway.
I mean, that's true. How many times have you ever seen me in human form during a fight, really?
Never. It's a pain in my ass.
I mean, there was that time you got
It is
moonbeamed.
acutely aware of how little time you spend in your
Except for that,
normal form.
except for that one time that I took a note out of your book and used Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
That happened.
I really want to like
That's
work
true.
that hag encounter into the game I'm running right now because it's a really good idea.
I love that encounter. I was so proud.
It was the only time I was legitimately afeared.
Yeah, it's the only time I think I ever and will probably ever experience an almost anxiety attack due to a game.
Oh no, honey.
On
No,
camera.
this is not the only time. Don't worry, it'll get worse.
Yeah, I was actively having like to slam down an anxiety attack during that encounter.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I finally found a blue token. Here we go. And
Whoa.
hold on.
Wait till you have 365 days on a character, and then all of a sudden, this is the chance that they have to die. That's stress, and that is tears.
So I found. Okay, so yeah, blue now is. You were teaching her.
Vicious Mockery, which
Vicious
is
Mockery,
just,
that's the first word.
cantrip.
Yeah, I remembered Mockery, and I was like, what's the first part of that spell? I wonder if I can make her token smaller. Nope. That's about as small as I can make her. Unfortunate. She's closer to the camera. It's fine.
Blue is aware of the camera, constantly wants to be on screen.
Always wants.
Gets closer.
I mean, to be fair, that probably would be blue. So.
It's like, oh, hello.
Hello, people can see us, huh?
Cool. Aside from healing and stuff, anything else?
I am good.
Okay. Sounds like everybody's good. Cool. So what do you guys do post break?
I'm gonna take another 10 minutes to make sure that I can speak with animals.
I
Right,
think he's
ritual.
sleeping to Zogle.
Okay. Sure. Cool. What do you do after that? After the break that happens after your break?
Yo, dog, would you like breaks? I go. Can I ping here? I go over to this area over here. Can I ping, please? Let me do the thing.
Just
Can
hold, yeah?
I am doing the hold.
Do you
So
have
there we go.
over there?
There we go. I move
Okay.
over there. Can I move my boy? My boy.
Oh, you should
Yes,
be
I
able-
can.
Oh, yeah.
Guys,
What's
should we do the same trick we did with the rats? And
I'm following a rodent. I don't know what Kyr'nes is
Yeah,
doing, but I'm following the.
The rats did agree to
okay,
to lead
okay.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you following Kyr'nes? Everybody, because that's the way that the rats are leading as well.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm following the rodents.
Okay.
So yeah.
Follow.
And blue is too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm on the map currently.
I was just letting, because you guys kind of split up into two groups, so I was just letting Kyr'nes represent one and then Zogle represent the other. Because it's kind of a cramped space and it's a lot of moving for me to just blow you up. So you get to this this split in the road, and the rat turns to you, Zogle, and says, "These both lead the same way, but that one is trapped."
Oh. Well, then let's not do that.
Okay. So they continue to lead you. To here. And this leads to a hallway. No, I don't have a map for this next part, so imagination.
Imagination.
But you're in this decently sized hallway, a little bit bigger than the ones you just emerged from. About 50 feet down the hall, you see like torchlights, and you hear like buzzing electricity and liquid. About 25 feet down the hall, there is a noticeable door shape in the wall, but there are no hinges. There's no. It's just like a faint outline of a door. Basically, it like you couldn't even like stick your finger in to like gauge depth. It's just non-existent, pretty much. And the rat says to you, "There's a door here, but there's a door here, but no one goes in and no one comes out."
I walk up to the door and I knock on it.
You knock on a stone wall.
How do people enter to not come out? Small one.
I've heard tell of a key, but I've never seen it myself.
Key.
Okay.
I'm going to look around and see if I can find a keyhole or some sort of like device.
Okay. Roll for investigation. And what's up? Were you gonna say something, Azure?
I was gonna say, like, we didn't go to the hallway to the right when we entered the dungeon thingy.
No, you did not.
Okay, we did not.
You did not.
16.
And all you saw at the end of that hallway was just more hallway. Like, it didn't. You didn't see where it led to. A 16.
Yep.
You find at the top of the door just some very faint, like arcane runes. That it's just like a sealing spell, basically. There's not really very much debris around. There's a few like rat holes, but like there's nothing in them, right? You're unable to find any kind of opening mechanism.
I'm gonna look at those runes. I could try to roll for it, guys, and see if we could dispel these runes, and see if that opens the door.
You want to dispel them? Do you have dispel?
I do. I have dispel magic.
Do you?
I mean, we
I
have level
learned
3.
Zogle
We have
has
level
dispel
3
magic.
spots, don't we?
You do. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Zogle's full of all sorts of fun shit.
Interesting. All right.
Especially since most of it he forgets about.
Fair. Okay, so
Yeah.
how does dispel?
I'm gonna do that dispel of the magics. Let me read it real quick.
Yeah, me too.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target. It just automatically goes away if it's 3rd level or lower. Otherwise, I need to make an ability check using my spell casting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for it if you're gonna dispel magic. This is interesting. I didn't realize you had access to this.
I can see the gears whirring in your head, kid.
No, I'm just excited. This
Just like,
sometimes I set you guys challenges, and because you're so magical, you just like walk right past them. And I'm like, oh, interesting.
Speaking of walking right past them,
Yes! This will break anything above level 9. Level 9.
Yeah.
19 is the...
Yeah, I wasn't sure what level the spell would be. I was just gonna kind of see like what you rolled and see if it seemed sufficient.
I hope this busts it.
Yeah. So Zogle, you place your hands on the door, and sort of this like root effect kind of spreads out from them, and crosses the entire door, and there's a short flash of green, and the stone door dissolves.
Just gonna look over at Azure and be like, Just letting you know, that took me 0 effort. I have 3rd level left.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so inside of the room, this is a pretty big door, so all of you can like get a real clear picture of what's inside. There are large glass tubes, which have been, many of them have been smashed, and the liquid that was inside is now like on the floor. There are things floating in these tubes that at first you think it's a like a large monster head, but then you realize that there's no place on this head for a body to attach.
Don't like that.
Yeah, there's only a few of them, and they're definitely dead. They also have, the heads are covered in extra eyes, and there's a large eye at the very front.
Do they look like magic creatures?
Oh, please. We all know what's happening right now.
Not in character, Kyr'nes doesn't.
Kyr'nes does. We know what we're going into.
I would say they look magical.
Roll Arcana to know what this is in character?
Sure.
Okay. What was my Arcana bonus again? I don't remember. Shoot. Why did I do this? Now we wait for my character sheet to realize that I've told it to show me things.
Do it.
I really should just make an HTML character sheet. Ooh, that's a good idea. I should make HTML character sheets.
Ooh.
Maybe next time. Maybe next thing.
Yeah.
Aren't you coding like 5 different things right now?
I'm always coding like 5 different things, my dude. Okay.
The
And
stuff that
your
you're doing for work is
crashed.
neato.
I rolled a 14.
A 14? Yeah, you've heard stories of beholders. So you know what they are. You can't tell if these are like good ones or not. Like if it was well made.
Guys, I think these are beholders.
No shit, Sherlock. I'm gonna put a big...
You're welcome,
Black
Watson.
If you could give me just a second, because there is more about this room. So some of the heads seem to be half formed, as if like they were cut early from the womb or something. And in the center is sort of a large cushiony nest, and inside of these nests is a particularly large one of these creatures, but it's turned away from you. But what you can see is that all of its eye stalks, which the other ones have been cut.
Mm-mm.
And it does appear to be breathing.
I like Zogle before putting down the block of cheese because he promised the rodents that they could have it. He's just gotta like do a head tilt and be like, a blind beholder?
Maybe we're not as screwed as thought we were.
Or more screwed if I mean, look, these other ones are dead, and this thing is still not. I mean,
Yeah.
huh? Interesting.
Are you guys saying this in character?
Yeah,
Kyr'nes,
Zogle,
as soon
yeah.
as he like works out that that's a blind beholder and it's not looking at him, has immediately clammed up. He's like, don't want this.
Yeah.
Don't like this.
I'd have a pretty good history because beholders are literally the most natural thing. Like,
Yeah, you might have some druid
would-
lore about it.
I would know that they're made out of basically nightmares, right? Like they should
Yeah.
dissolve when they're
Yeah.
dead.
It's I don't know about dissolving when they're dead. I don't know if that's actually a beholder thing. Is it?
I think it is. I think like once they die, they stop existing because beholders dream themselves into existence.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I don't like that. I don't think that's how beholders work in my world.
That's not how it works in this world.
It's the knowledge
guys,
of that is dissolved.
I don't know about this. Like, maybe we should just come back later.
And as you guys are talking, you hear a deep, rough, rumbling voice come from inside the room, and it says, "Is that you, Matthatter? Come to kill me? Finally."
Finally? That's me saying this, not Endr.
Zogle's gonna go. No.
I'm sure we
Somebody
could.
to help you kill Matthatter.
Leave me be. I don't know if you guys can understand what I'm saying. I didn't
I
test
can. It's very unsettling.
I'm sure we can arrange for your release. We kind of may require your aid first, though.
I said, leave me be. And he turns. And when he looks at you, there is a large empty socket.
Ooh, don't like that.
What have they done to you? I mean, you're a horrible creature, but nobody deserves treatment like this.
He grits his large mouth full of very sharp teeth, some of which are missing, like he's got the shit beat out of him. And he says, he says, I am a creature of pain and death, it is true. But Matthatter, he looked at me and saw a weapon to be used for his own ends. He forced me to create them. And he kind of looks away, and it seems like he's kind of implying the test tube beholders.
If we can get you out of here, and we can help you, or try to heal you, do you think that you would come back at him?
I do not want to be healed. I do not want this help. I want to die.
I can
And
arrange that.
Endr is like shaken to her core, like just hearing that someone wants so badly to die and not to live. She's just like that goes against like everything she's on about. She's like, she respects that like everyone has their time. Like no one's gonna live forever, but like hearing that someone just actively so badly wants nothing more than to die is just like terrifying for her.
Perhaps we can help you with what you want if you can give us something from you.
Have I not given enough?
To me, you've given nothing. Again, to end Matthatter and to give you your sweet release, we have an alchemist. If we can take a bit of your blood, and maybe we can make something to fight against him.
And I think at this point like a low growl starts, and he says, "I want to die. Kill me." And he levitates up from the nest. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh
boy.
no.
Oh no
It's
no.
always dexterity, isn't it? That's
Yes,
4.
God!
Oh, I am in trouble.
Are you in trouble? Oh, you're only slightly less in trouble than me. I rolled a 4, you rolled a 5.
I rolled 19, bitches.
I rolled a total of 14.
Okay. So he's blind, so he's not very good at aim. Endr and Azure, you kind of are able to predict this large ball of flesh flying across the room at you. Zogle and Kyr'nes, you're not so lucky. You are going to take... Holy shit.
This is not good.
You take 10 points of crushing damage.
Ow.
As this large beholder, which, I mean, it's like the size of like 3 bodies maybe. Like it's pretty big.
It's big boy.
Flies out of the room and slams you into the wall of the hallway. And the whole time, he says he's getting progressively louder. And he's saying, "Kill me, kill me."
Kyr'nes says fine and casts Ice Knife. Stab.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack.
Okay. That's... Gosh dang it, why is this... There we go, that's what I wanted. That is a 25! Natural 20!
Natural 20. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Ice Knife does...
I believe
Actually, he's
you
not even
get...
going to roll to avoid
I think you
this.
double the dice on a crit
Yeah.
when it comes to...
I'm just trying to remember which dice I roll. There we go. 1d10. That's a 9, so 18 points of piercing damage. And that's 8 points of cold damage. So 18, that's 36, I think. Wait,
36.
no.
Okay,
26. Numbers are hard.
26. Okay, still enough. So this he's having almost like a... It's almost as if he's not there. He's like flown into a rage. And you plunge this ice knife straight into the socket. And he's already pretty beat up. And so when you do this, it like explodes on the inside. And just like little ice spikes kind of puncture out from all around his body. And his sort of last words are "May death find you and Matthatter." And he dies.
Well,
Yes,
I'm going to take what I wanted in the first place. I'm going to try to siphon out some blood out of that shitter.
Kyr'nes kind of puts up a hand to stop Zogle for a second. He kind of lays a hand on the beholder and says, I'm sorry. And then he backs up. Y'all can do what you want now.
Endr
Why
is
are you
shaking.
sorry?
This thing was in absurd pain, and I kind of overkilled him. A lot.
Please. Beholders are not exactly creatures. More of thoughts that created themselves to be awful, awful individuals.
Awful be it may, it was in staggering pain.
Your friend
means-
is right. A voice rings from the end of the hallway, where you have not been yet.
Kyr'nes spins to look like, what is happening?
Beholders only know pain. They do not know how to help. They do not wish to form bonds with others. They do not want revenge. They only want to kill whatever is near them. This one had given up. You spin. At the end of the hallway, there is a man. He's sort of backlit in blue. You think you can't really tell what he... yeah, you can't really tell what he is. You think he might be like a tiefling? Because he has one horn sticking up. You can see sort of in the silhouette. Or I guess you might think he's a tiefling. I don't know. I don't know what you think. And he's sort of dressed in like academic-looking robes. And he says, "Come join us when you are finished." And he folds his hands behind his back and kind of walks away from the door.
Where are we supposed to join you?
In here.
Kyr'nes, ever curious, moves to follow.
Kyr'nes, I'm gonna grab him real quick, be like, let's gather this up first and make a plan.
Probably not the worst idea, given that explosion earlier.
The only other person who has apparently seen this thing was Melcaldron.
True.
So who do you think's in there?
Oh, definitely not a good idea to follow him.
Not yet, at least.
And my phone died.
Oh no.
No!
Feed the child.
Feeding the child requires getting up and taking myself away from the sweet, sweet story, which I will not do currently.
So how much growth did we acquire?
I mean, how much can you carry?
I mean, we have the haversack. We can carry the entire thing if we wanted.
We got a bucket.
I don't think you could necessarily fit the beholder into the haversack.
Could
It might
we
be a little too much.
piecewise the beholder into the haversack?
I'm looking for easy. I mean, what pieces? He got a bunch of his crap chopped off, and then on top of that, his eye torn out. I'm just looking for some of the blood. I figure that's a lot easier to scoot.
I mean, it's like I did say it's like 3 bodies, and there's plenty of new holes in it. So like,
groovy.
Whatever you can fit.
So guys, we've got a bucket, or we can get a couple vials. What you want?
Endr is just like... She's just still so shaken. Like...
No one's picking. I'm taking the bucket.
Endr.exe is not responding.
No, she's not. She's very like...
Just shook it.
And
Oh
you
yes,
can be
shooketh.
And you can be shaken up in a moment. Like, we have to do this, and then we have to go deal with what's happening over. Focus, girl.
And they're kind of like takes her hands and like runs them over her face like silently, and she kind of like shakes her head a little bit, and she tries to like straighten up a little bit, and she's like, right. Just
Would I know what, like, of what's left of this beholder that could be used, like, magically?
You can make a... Magically... You could make a survival check at disadvantage.
Because I'm a sorcerer and I don't use material components. Makes sense.
Yeah, well, because you don't know it. Like, you've never seen one of these creatures before, probably.
Fair.
And it's also not of this plane, so, like, it doesn't necessarily play by all the rules.
Survival at disadvantage. That's a 8.
I mean, the blood makes sense. The skin is just kind of like slime. Like, it's definitely flesh, but it's like
Yuck.
It's kind of
like,
viscera-like.
yeah. So I mean, other than the blood, you can't think of anything except like maybe the teeth might have something on them. Maybe like some internal organ somewhere.
Are there bones other than the teeth?
It's more like it's more like all cartilage.
I was gonna say,
Like-
beholders wouldn't have a skeletal structure, would they?
Yeah, just like it's like all nose.
Suitably gross.
Suitably gross.
I think as Zogle's going about getting blood, I try to get some of the teeth, just in case.
Yeah, you get like a handful of them, handful of teeth.
Okay. Handful of beholder teeth. Into the inventory they go.
Yeah. Zogle, what are you trying to? What are you going to collect the blood in?
Oh, I'm just dumping it in a bucket.
In a bucket. Okay. So, do you have a bucket of beholder blood? The weird thing about the blood is that it's not all the same color, even though it all came from the same source.
I would like multiple buckets.
Multiple buckets. Okay, well, as many buckets as you have, presumably. None of them, like, they're all, like, multicolored, but not like a rainbow. Not like it's almost like oil and vinegar and, like, 12 other things all poured into one glass. And, like, none of them want to mix with each other.
Ugh, grody.
The blood.
Alright.
Yeah.
Gonna put a bucket next to Endr and be like, collect what you will. I guess we've got a date with Destiny here. Let's find out if we even get to use any of that for any of your totally real magic.
Totally real. Oh my goodness.
The alchemy isn't even magical. Actually, can I... Rules question. Could I put the bucket in the handy haversack without it spilling all over everything in the haversack? Like, does it... Does time pass in the haversack?
Your face is gold, kid.
Does time pass in the haversack is the real question. Like, does it spatially move, but time does not pass? Because then, like, if time doesn't pass, then the bucket doesn't move.
Well, it's
Beyond how you move it. It's in an extra planar space.
Time passes because you can suffocate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a living creature will suffocate if it's in there. So time definitely passes. It is in an extra planar space, though.
Like, do things remain spatially oriented as you put them in the bag? This is such a weird question.
When I put this bucket of beholder blood into my handy haversack,
Will it spill?
will
And
it
more
spill
importantly,
into a demiplane?
and like obviously the rest of the items are like floating around in there, living their life. So like, am I going to stain the staff of angry shouting with beholder blood? Is that what's up here?
I mean, I've got, like, no spells or anything that could, like, encapsulate it.
Do I have something that I could make a lid for the beholder
mean,
blood
we
out
could-
of?
We
Oh
can
my god, I
freeze it
know.
down.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
What?
Do what?
Freeze it down.
Oh, that's true. I do have
Oh.
2 whole ice cantrips we could do that with.
We want to freeze the beholder blood.
So it doesn't spill all over the things in the handy haversack.
Okay,
But
actually, I
it's
think I
kind of
have.
described it as multiple things, like not really looking like they're like.
You can
vague.
freeze a colloid.
Okay, I've got one more plan. I'm gonna shape a water lid.
Ooh.
Lid.
Okay, so Azure, can I get a charisma, like a yeah, charisma is your spellcasting. So can I get a charisma for you to help Zogle with this?
Sorry, my Discord
A
froze.
charisma
What are
check.
we helping?
A charisma check to freeze this blood.
So it doesn't spill all over everything in the bag.
Oh, you said
Something like
Azure,
that.
but you mean Kyr'nes,
I
right?
meant Kyr'nes. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes. Okay, charisma check. That
Charisma.
is a good thing to check, I think, if I'm remembering my stats correctly. That's a 19. 19.
Okay. You are able to move out of the way as a section of the blood catches fire when you try to freeze it
Ooh, okay, maybe don't do that.
before a layer of ice closes up the top of the bucket.
Okay, flammable under thermic reaction. Duly noted. Very, very carefully put it in the handy haversack.
Please add 2
2 buckets of beholder blood to my
to your
inventory.
handy haversack.
Oh my
Weird.
god.
What a weird ass.
You know,
This doesn't answer the question of will things move after you put them in the handy haversack.
We're
but
gonna
it-
find out.
We're
Because
gonna
time
find
passes,
out.
so clearly it will unfreeze. As
Mike
things-
Morals, you have a weird ass tweet coming at you.
Yup!
so hi. You know,
Hi,
one
can
of
you
them
answer this
D&D
question
group.
for us?
They
Because,
an
like-
adventuring party put 2 buckets of beholder blood into a
Bucket.
hack.
Of
Is it going to explode?
beholder blood.
Aspen, we are not doing the battle.
We're learning whether things will
Yet.
spill inside essentially the handy haversack. Because, like, clearly it will unfreeze because time passes, so it will reach thermodynamic equilibrium as time passes. It's not a closed system.
He's
But-
doing
It'll
smart.
melt? You mean it'll melt?
Yeah. That's the
You don't
that's
need to be,
the
you don't
easy
need to
way
be
of putting
extra,
it,
G.
yes.
You don't need to be extra, G.
I do need to be extra. It's a requirement of my class.
Mel.
You humans and your short words. Dragons are
Hey,
much
did you
more
know that the
long-winded.
icebergs are melting?
Melt.
Unfortunately. Anyway,
You read the dictionary multiple
Don't-
times over as a child.
don't
I
put me
love
on blast
Aspen.
like this.
We're gay and stupid. Don't use big words.
I use big words because no, can't finish that sentence.
Ooh, he's finally gonna throw shade at himself.
Alright.
Anyway,
Alright, so.
beholder
gather
blood
your
successfully frozen.
bits. Yes.
Gonna be like looking at that doorway. Well, we might not come out
I
of
don't have a good feeling
this.
about
We can,
this.
well, I could try to talk our way out, or we're going to die.
We might wind up
Talking
doing
is
both.
preferable First.
Well, we can't talk our way out of it if we die.
True, but we may die in the process of talking out of it.
Ideally not.
Yes, I'd like to see my little sister.
Well, regardless, I'm right in front of everybody. I'm gonna touch myself and cast Bardskin.
Question.
all the time as a paladin because you have you know, that paladin thingy. So I was like, I touch myself and I heal 5 points. Sorry,
Lay
what's
on
up?
hands. Does Bark
What's up, Azure?
like the? Did Owl try to
What
say
just
anything?
occurred?
Azure, did you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something. What's up?
Great.
I'm
And now I'm
questioning.
concentrating on a spell, so I'm gonna turn
What's your
myself
question,
into
Kyr'nes?
a great big dog.
Just question. Does bark skin work like stone skin? Is it basically just druid stone skin? Because that's really cool.
No, Barkskin is a separate spell. It gives me a AC of 16,
Oh.
and since it's a spell, it transfers over to what I'm turning into. So now
Handy.
I'm a dire wolf with a AC of 16.
Interestingly, I
That's
actually have
handy.
that.
Neato.
That is cool. So do you guys enter the room?
I cast Blade Ward on myself before we enter the room. I think
Okay.
Blade Ward lasts like 6 seconds, but you know, might as well
Mhm.
in case something's
Mhm.
trying to stab me.
I am gonna be casting shield on myself.
Might want to
Um,
hold on that because that only lasts a round.
True.
I only cast Blade Ward because it's a cantrip. It also lasts a round, I think.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm gonna hold off on that then. I'm gonna be like holding it as like the casters long.
This guy is slaughtering beholders, so no promises that this is even going to mean anything, guys.
So, you walk down the hallway. So this is really cool.
Ooh, I'm so sorry, I lied. Giant constrictor snake.
Giant
That's
constrictor
it.
snake. Okay, that's fine. You're a snake. You're a snake boy.
Snicky
Snack.
boy.
You all find yourself, if you all want to move to roll 20, you will see that I have the coolest goddamn token on the planet.
Excuse, is that token what I think it is?
That is a beholder inside of a giant glass tubey thing.
That's a really cool token.
That is so cool, and
Grody.
Is grody, but also really neat.
yeah. Now, so you enter this room. Standing about there-ish, is the man that you saw before. The parts of his skin that you can see are not tiefling colored. He has this like red horn sticking out the top of him, like out of his head. But he's definitely a human. He's facing these glass, like giant jars, and each jar each jar has what exactly is tiefling colored? You know, like reds, blues.
They can also be human toned as well, but
Can they? Oh shit!
It's entirely feasible.
it's entirely feasible, but also like
Are you
most
racist?
of the time they're
That's basically the albinos of the tiefling
Yeah.
kind,
Mm.
human color.
Okay.
They
well,
can also be gray if you're a big homestuck.
God damn it.
I mean, I'm already a big gray boy. We don't need more gray.
There are two more nilbogs just kind of like doing lab tasks, right? And in each of these beholder jars, you actually see the bodies. There's like one decent beholder per jar, and there are others who have their main eye has been completely cut out, and
Like,
but not the
That's not
stalks, not the stalks,
terrifying.
just the main eye. And these other bodies are deteriorating in this liquid, so it's
Ooh.
murky with dead corpse that is
No,
sort
thank
of
you.
nourishing the new growth.
Oh.
Soup gross.
Oh.
Yeah. This man is stood there, looking into kind of the half-formed eye of one of the new beholders, and he says, "I didn't think you'd make it this far, if I'm being honest. But I knew you would come." And he turns his head. He, about like 2/3 of his face, like about this, is human and normal. And then this top corner of his face is sort of, it's like there's human skin that's rotting away to something new. And there is like a demon horn sticking out of it.
I think
He says-
Kyr'nes internally panicking mumbles, "That's why he's only got one horn."
Yes. Yes, that is the first thing that absolutely comes to mind.
So, have you ever seen a snake look at somebody and like, really? Because now we've all seen what a snake looks like when it's going, really?
Yeah, my friend has a snake, and I've seen that look. It's a...
It says, Matthatter was right about you.
God bless it! It's not him!
All good things, I hope.
He said you were capable fighters, and that I should expect to die if you came here.
Well, do we have to fight you? Maybe you'll just join our cause.
Big dark room, I'm gonna do a slither.
A slither? Where are you slithering to?
I'm slithering into the shadows. I'm gonna try to stealth off, because I'm
Okay,
a real
make
quiet
yourself-
boy.
Can I lend advantage to that? Because I'm distracting him with the sheer inanity of join our cause.
Because there are other creatures in the room, I'm gonna say no.
Aw.
Well, I'm a real bad hider as a snake.
Yeah, you're not great at this hiding thing.
Meh.
Look, being a giant constrictor snake is hard. I don't know which end my butt is, too much butt. Too much butt. There's just too much booty.
He says, I was given the instruction that I was to murder you if you attempted to come here and access that chamber. However,
To murder us?
of course,
Unfortunate.
I work for Matthatter. That is... He wants you dead more than anyone on this whole plane.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
You should. It's not often anyone gets his goat. Now, unfortunately, you surpassed expectations and broke through the door without needing the key. So, since the beholder is dead, I have no reason to fight you.
Well, that's always good. I don't think I really want to fight you.
Preferably no.
Not today. However, I'm sure you know already that Matthatter is preparing for a siege. I will be there if you let me live. The choice is yours. I was also instructed to keep this on, that you would find it. And he steps forward, probably to Kyr'nes, since you've been talking to him quite a bit. He reaches into his robes and pulls out a scroll, which he hands to you. Yeah, that's it. He hands you a scroll.
Do I immediately... Can I immediately tell if this is like a magic scroll, or is it just like a you have a message scroll?
You can do... You probably can't tell from the outside.
I take a couple steps away from the group, and I open the scroll to see if it's a, howler, or if it's a spell.
Yeah, it's, So, it is it's an image that is actually moving. But you can't really necessarily tell what it's an image of, because the movement is in circles, basically. So there's like a central wheel, and then there are circles surrounding it, and each one is like spinning in a different direction. And you can see like little bits and pieces. Can I get you to make an intelligence check?
Sure. Double check my intelligence modifier. It's probably not very good.
I'm a snake version, just look at shit. I'm gonna keep just wandering around the room looking at stuff.
Okay. Yeah. You get a closer look at these beholders. You see the Nilbogs kind of, like one of them adds like a rat that he finds into one of the jars. Just like kind of drowns it in there and leaves it.
That's a 12?
A 12? Yeah, so you... From some clues within the scroll, like you recognize the image, even though it's not whole, right? It's like all scattered and shit. But the image is the half-masked face that is the sign of Melkadrin.
Aww.
I roll up the scroll, and I look over at the dude, and I say, "This is actually remarkably complex. Good work. I assume it's yours."
I'm not a man of magic. I am a man of science. The creature, Melkadrin, is remarkable with magic. He created that for you. He said to think of it as an hourglass. And that when the face is revealed, so shall he be revealed.
Well, I've never been good with time.
Indeed. He, he turns back to the tanks, and he says, "You have about 25 days.
No.
Okay.
What's the great big thing in the corner?
Oh, that's actually not a great big thing. I just couldn't make that token any smaller. That's a person.
Oh, cool. It's a person.
He's tied up in a similar fashion to how McAndrew was tied up.
Lovely.
And, yeah. And he...
I'm gonna get out of my shape and be like, "This person, do you need him? Because we can take him."
Well, I suppose I can use one of the Nilbogs as a key when I need to leave.
Great, thanks. I don't care who he is, don't care what he looks like. I'm gonna huff him up, and we're gonna take him with us.
Oh wait, did you remove yourself from snake form to say all that?
Yes, I am out of the Snake form.
Okay. He's just he's another like diminutive human, like a gnome or a halfling or something.
Groovy. Yeah, we're taking him with us.
Okay.
I
And as
gesture
I'm
to the
walking by, As I'm walking by, I'm gonna be like, and if my friends weren't so nice, I would have picked to kill you.
Speaking of that, and I kind of gesture to the party like, huddle, please. Party
Rolls
meeting, 1
eyes,
second.
already knows what's going to happen.
So, it's pretty clear where I stand on this, and Zogle made it pretty clear just like a whole second ago how he feels about this guy, so what's the verdict here?
I personally prefer not to fight this guy if we don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, he might be a nice guy. Who knows? Right?
So, we're in agreement, mostly.
Yeah, agreement. That's what we'll call.
Chipper as always, Zogle.
Yay.
I think Kyr'nes looks over at the guy and says, what you're working on looks pretty yikes-worthy, but guess good luck?
Yikes, really, that's a word.
Unfortunately, my work is nearly at an end now that the Beholder is dead.
You know, again, you can just walk out of here with us.
Unfortunately, your supporters do not support me. I have found my side in this conflict.
I mean, we can hide you, and we can make things work out for you. You just have to drop it now.
Aww.
Yeah, like, if it's not us killing you, like, you're gonna get killed by, like, that guy, that mean guy that's, like, your boss. Yeah. So, if you come with us, then you won't die.
Hopefully.
Unfortunately. He says unfortunately. He says, Matthatter's goals are my own, though for different reasons.
Well, shucks.
You already know he'll cut you down when he doesn't need you anymore.
I think you should reevaluate your enemy, if that's what you believe. Matthatter has spent years collecting the disenfranchised and the disrespected into an army.
Well, good for him.
Such a shame what he's working on seems so nefarious.
Indeed.
Can I, just, stare? Endr is very off-put by this dude's face.
Mm-hmm.
Can she, can I make an Arcana check or something, or some sort of check to see if I know what's happening to his face?
So there's no real runes things, so Arcana wouldn't necessarily tell you anything. Maybe like a...
Can I do a heckin' nature check? Cause it's unnatural looking.
You
Do the
can
nature
check.
sniff.
You can do a nature check. Endr, do an Arcana check.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I got a heckin' 19.
I have a +7 to Arcana.
Nice.
Good. Hopefully it works out for us.
Okay. My die rolled off the table onto the... down a notebook. So I'm like...
Nice.
That was... I rolled an 18 plus 7, so that's...
Yeah, so...
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So Zogle, you recognize this as,
Of course. I rolled the 25.
It's similar to a curse effect that you've seen before, while assisting your mother with something.
Mama.
Endr, you. Okay, how do I tell you this without giving you information you couldn't possibly know? So,
Wasn't the whole point of my check is that I do know things?
well, yeah, but like you don't know like his backstory necessarily.
Yeah.
So it's definitely this is caused by, you know what? Okay, because you rolled so high, I'm gonna say you have a divine inspiration.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's literally a medicine goddess.
You rolled so high. So it's almost
I
as
got
if
a
you're reading
divine
it,
what?
you like a divine inspiration, almost.
She yeeted knowledge into your brain.
She yeeted knowledge into your brain.
You have the thoughts.
You have the thoughts. It's almost
You
as if
look
you're
like
reading.
a thought, so you get the thought.
It's almost as if you're reading from like a medical textbook.
Oh shit.
And you know that this is caused by a scientific experiment which was trying to control magic in an unnatural way. Whereas like a druid like taps into nature and like a wizard like uses their knowledge. The focus of this experiment was not like did not have a natural connection to that magic, and so it went awry. And this is not necessarily a curse, but it is a malignant magical effect.
Yeah, so there's some whole like trying to like glyph his genetics or something, like some magic. Like, oh, see, as soon as like you're like, oh yeah, half like part of his face like this is like different and it's like melting off. I'm like, he did some genetic stuff. I'm like, I know where this went.
He done a genetic goof.
Grey's Anatomy of curses. Yes, exactly.
Some fringe science stuff right there.
Fringe science, huh?
Fringe science, fringe magic science.
Yeah, Gina and I are watching Fringe right now, so.
So,
Okay.
some real Warehouse 13 stuff right here.
Digging
But
it.
yeah, ooh.
Also, there should be a homebrew class that uses like machines to control magic rather than magic to like do machine stuff.
Isn't that the artificer?
No, because
Artificer is, like, magic-based
uses magic
machines.
to manipulate machines.
I like the idea the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And like you
Machines
could,
to control
and you could
magic.
build it in the same way as the gunslinger class, in that there are potential for misfires.
That's neat.
Ooh, ideas.
Just a thought. Anyway,
Okay.
so now you have that information.
So, idea for the coolest possible class aside, what do we do?
Well,
Well, I definitely feel like once we're out of the situation, I'm gonna party about this, but we're still in this room with this dude, so.
Well, good
Well,
luck with your two children. Bye now. Kyr'nes runs out.
Kyr'nes rushes out.
Okay.
well, we need to carry this dude. I mean, we could untie him, but we don't know what kind of guy he is. So I'm gonna turn into a big dog thing and just be like, throw him over my shoulder.
You just Twilight Princess like Wolfling, like, zoop, and the dude's on your back.
Yeah, I'm a goddamn mermaid. Just kidding, I'm a dog. I'm a big bow wow. Big
He's a
scary,
big puppo. Big scary
big scary
puppo.
teeth bow wow.
Kyr'nes, one more time, could I have you make an intelligence roll with disadvantage?
Intelligence at disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to help him?
No.
That's a 7.
7. Never mind.
My dice, I swear, they do this every time I start working on them again. They just start rolling
fine.
horribly.
It's nothing mission crucial.
But lore.
Should we have stopped by the desk real quick and done a heckin' sniff? No? Okay, we're leaving.
Rathia, this is not your house.
Okay. Is everyone satisfied with heading out?
Yeah.
Yeah, but can I? Okay, well, while we're heading out,
Mhm.
I'm like, hey, what's your name?
Do you ungag the gnome?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. You are asking the prisoner, right? Not the, or are you asking the scientist dude?
the prisoner.
Um. The or the gnome. God damn it, words are hard. The gnome says, "Oh, my name it's Christoph."
Christoph.
Mm.
Well, that's a pretty name. And I keep walking.
Okay. Zogle, since you're carrying Christoph, I think that you might notice that he's sweating a lot, like through his clothes, and he's very hot.
May I do a heckin' sniff, a medical sniff test?
Sure. Go ahead and do a perception roll.
Ooh.
Or yeah.
I'm doing a heckin' sniff, so I have advantage.
Yep.
Sniff the moist boy.
That is a natural 20.
Ew.
So 20.
Why would you say that?
Sometimes I just say things. Words leave my mouth and they just
Words
happen.
come out of his face that do not need to come out of his face.
Jesus. Sniff the moist boy. No.
Put that on a merch
Great.
shirt.
Now my natural 20 feels bad, man.
You smell rotting flesh.
Oh.
Or like disease
Coming off this dude?
coming off of this dude.
Oh shit.
I'm a
Okay.
headbutt Endr and
Yeah.
noise point.
Point the sniffer.
And she says,
Points.
Zogle, not now.
Why is that everybody's answer? All of you city people, goddamn.
I don't live in the middle of
Oh
What did
my
you say you were going to do, Endr?
nowhere.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
And it was just no. And he's like, Zogle's like a brother, like no. That wouldn't be the right spell.
I mean, you might want to do a whole medical check on him because all I did was do a point.
Sniff. Yeah, can I make a medicine check on him?
Yeah, go ahead.
I need to find my medicine. It's a +5. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, your medicine mod's really good.
Are you going to untie him? If you do, then it's a normal check. If you don't, you're going to make this a disadvantage.
Oh no, yeah, untie him. He does not need to be tied anymore.
Okay.
He's practically dead.
He's right.
That would be a 18.
18. Yeah. So you're doing some prodding around and you go to like touch a spot in his chest to like check his breathing, and he flinches away from you. And when you calm him, you're able to pull like his shirt kind of apart, and you see a like a post-surgery kind of stitch-up job that is it's like green and purple.
Oh,
That ain't
Very
Falco.
not good.
Are we talking like a Y stitch here, or is it like just a normal like they made
like
an
a
incision?
Y. Like a Y, like pretty.
they opened his
Like-
ass up.
Like autopsy Y stitch, right?
Oh no, not like that. Oh god, no. No, probably about that big on his chest.
Like over his heart?
No, on the opposite side.
Okay, on the right side. I was like, and it immediately is like, yee. Like, that is not good. I think actually it depends because my spellcasting modifier is different for cleric. Because I'll be using clerics. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna be using where is it? Cure Wounds,
Okay.
which is 1d8 plus my spell casting on him first of
Okay.
Uh,
What is your intention with the spell?
all. Ease whatever pain he's in.
Okay.
Even if it's not gonna like heal him all the way, of course. It's it's 1d8 plus my spellcasting. It's not gonna heal like it's not gonna like fully like revitalize him like Zogle did to me earlier.
You're pretty amazed when you know they don't have very many hit points.
They're pretty grateful.
Like I would just like to help him with the pain to start off with.
Sure.
And hopefully to kind of get the bad looking stuff to fade a little.
Yeah. You are able to.
Should I roll
kind of-
first?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Unless he gets into a fight, and then I guess I'll have to roll. See how he does. So you clear out the infection with your spell. He stops you when he feels the scar or the seam kind of start to like really like stitch together, and he says please don't. There's something in there.
He's a
I
drug
don't want
mule.
to stay in there.
I'm
Not
sorry,
necessarily
I'm sorry,
drugs.
what?
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm sorry, there's something inside of you? That would have been good to know before I started.
I'm sorry.
I
I don't know what it is.
Ooh, a surprise! Let's check it out. I use whisper to Endr, and I'm like, should I like use a stun on him to like make him sleep while you check that thing out?
I cast
Well, first of all,
anesthesia.
I also have sleep as a spell, I'm pretty sure.
Meanwhile, Kyr'nes is entirely oblivious to all this, just going along his happy-lucky way. Just minor
There's nothing
surgery
wrong
happening
with the
behind me?
world.
Who forgot to tell me?
Yeah, I imagine this conversation is happening kind of past the room where Endr got blown up. So kind of like in those corridors.
Watching Kyr'nes
which
pull a
one,
little
like,
ahead, just be like,
way?
bork, 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 bork.
the spell.
I'd rather get him out of this dank-ass cave before I perform anything on him.
Damn, Endr is getting woke.
This dank cave, brah.
Oriana, is that you?
Wait,
Yeah, where
can
is
I just
Oriana during all this?
I think
Relatedly, Can-
You guys didn't see what happened to Oriana.
relatedly, can one disguise their voice with minor illusion? Is that a thing? Like, can you alter
I think
properties of
minor illusion
existing
is-
things, or is minor
So when
illusion
you-
only visual?
I think it's just
So-
visual.
Minor illusion, druidcraft, prestidigitation, or sorry, minor illusion is all visual, and it's kind of like a hollow tape from Star
Yeah.
Wars. Like that's basically what minor illusion. I think it can also do
It's like it's
puffs
just-
of like. No wait, that's
Sound.
prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation can do a bunch
sound.
more.
You can do sound,
Oh.
a sound or an image of an object. So I would say, yeah, you could probably change your voice with minor illusion.
Nice. Noted.
Interesting.
I could make animal sounds with druidcraft.
You big bow wow though right now.
And bork, 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 bork.
I will definitely
Well,
keep minor sounds
just-
in mind, though. That will be handy.
Just keep wandering, I guess, since we need to get
Yeah.
him out of this dank ass cave.
Okay. You,
Yeah,
Now-
Endr
now
just
that our-
really wants to get him out of this gross cave before
Now
she does
that our,
any sort of medical treatment on him more.
Dude, our cleric is so.
Our cleric is
what?
so what?
She was
The cleric is woke.
she was bestowed with the knowledge of germ theory by Lady Panacea.
by Lady
Woke.
Days. You guys, by the way, everyone can shut roll 20. You will not be needing it for the rest of the session,
Okay.
Okay.
unless you
That would make-
want to use it for dice or whatever.
That
But
will
you won't be
make
needing maps for the rest of the
recording
session.
much more smoothly.
Good to know.
Because you walked past my final fight, so this is fine.
This is
Um,
fine.
Okay, so you guys leave the cave? Is that what you?
Yep.
You get to the door with the altar. It is closed.
I'm a.
Endr
Stabby.
slams her hand down again. Just.
Oh shit!
Okay.
I was about to say Kyr'nes steps up like, oh, Endr did it last time.
Nope.
Why
Endr
would-
just wants to get out.
I
Alright,
was
and-
thinking the wolf with the giant ass paws and the hit points, but okay.
I do need you to make a wisdom saving throw to see if you're able to do the thing.
No rules. Just
I have
so
a
done.
Just so
The
done.
sheer
I'm
salt
so mad.
allows us
She's like,
allows the sheer salt allows her to overcome.
Fear? There is no fear.
Only
"There is no
salt.
fear."
Fear is the mind killer. I must not fear.
The pure on the fault and wanting to save this person's life.
I feel I'm done your shit.
I rolled a 14 and my saving throw mod is +5, so.
Yeah, you stab yourself with the thing. The door opens.
Just. Go!
She's like John Wick after the dog died. She's just fucking.
I'm just picturing like an Indiana Jones moment. She just walks up with this knife and she's like,
Ugh.
I don't even imagine the side. I imagine all of us like getting ready to help her out, and she's just like, thunk, like screw it.
Ender is not putting up with any more shit in this cave after she got blown up. Done!
I'm so sick of all these goddamn explosions in this goddamn cave.
So the door's open.
Kyr'nes rushes through the door, minding his tail this time.
Hmm
Runs with his tail between his legs.
Do you all go through the door?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So the three of you and the gnome are on the other side of the door.
Doors
Endr
being
is
closed.
stood at the altar.
Oh, right. How did we get... Oh, do we need to... Wait.
You
Oh, there's a-
froze the door open last
Can
time.
we try to freeze the door open
yeah.
again?
There is another altar on the other side.
Oh,
I will do a doggy stab.
Okay, I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Shittles. Is this Oh, this is a fear. It's not a charm. There you
Shittles.
Do
Great
Dragonborn have
word.
a resistance to fear? I can't remember.
Oh. 25.
Okay,
Oh.
big old wolf paw slams down on the thing. Endr,
Ow.
you're now free to unpierce yourself.
I do that. I lift my hand up. I shake it off because I get all the stupid blood off my hand, even though it's probably still soaked. And I just walk. She's like, I need to kill this dude. I need to get whatever the hell is in his chest out and be done.
So
I'm leaving.
What's up, Azure?
instead of freezing the door last time, we could have just like waited for the door to open. And...
Yep.
Oh well.
Well, we had to freeze it open, otherwise we were gonna have to stab ourselves again.
And freezing the door open was cool, so...
Yeah, it was cool. I gotta. Yeah.
Basically, if we can circumvent anything, we're going to.
I know.
If he would not have been
He
able
said
to open that
this is
door...
his beer.
If he would
This
have
is
not...
Pepsi.
If he wouldn't have been able to open that door, I was gonna ask if it had a keyhole so I could misty step through the door.
Oh, interesting.
Because, like, you can go anywhere you can see, so if you can see through the keyhole...
Y'all realize later on, Zogle's gonna be sick of shit too, and he's gonna despell everything now that we all know he has the ability to.
Zogle spontaneously remembers that he doesn't have to care about magic sometimes.
Yeah. There's bad magical shit. Let's make there less bad magical shit.
Classy.
He yoinketh the magic away.
So you guys exit the cave. When you are leaving the cave door, who leaves first? Who's leading the charge here?
Kyr'nes.
Mm.
Kyr'nes? Okay. So the rest of you see kind of like a ghostly hand reach down, holding like a little tiny like frog, and tickle
A
the
little
top of
tiny
Kyr'nes's
what?
head, like a bunch of leaves, and like tickle the top of Kyr'nes's head.
Kyr'nes leaps out of his scales and like points of frost, the ray of frost in the direction of what has just tickled his neck. Like, no!
Okay. Your ray of frost pierces the ghostly image of Oriana.
Oh, golly! Sorry, Oriana. I didn't know it was you.
She
That was a good shot, though.
She says, "It's fine. I'm not actually sure how I'm holding this branch because I just realized I'm an illusion." And the branch falls from her hand.
Wait, how am I holding this? Zoop! Guess I'm not anymore.
Crap, if I notice it, it doesn't work.
She says, I assume everything inside went well.
Bork, 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 bork.
Zogle, please be quiet.
What he's trying to say is we saw some really freaky stuff in there, but at least we didn't die.
Oh yeah, I tell the party now what I figure what Panacea yeeted into my brain essentially.
Yeah, and as you're
Speaking
telling
of freaky stuff.
as you're telling this, Oriana is like fascinated. She's asking you all kinds of questions that you have no way of answering.
Oh my god, I don't know.
What kind of
My
magic-
god
what
just
kind of-
kind of
The goddess threw it in there. He just kind of gentle, direct toss.
Spiral it
into
in
my
there. Just whoosh.
She says, maybe I'll do research on it when I get back to Dover. So when you all left, I was, I stayed here to oversee the Dragonborn village being moved to the Bronze Dragon colony.
How's your head doing?
I am okay. I'm on the surface right now at the Crown. I've been assisting them.
Has that been going well? Kyr'nes immediately,
Yes.
like, you see Kyr'nes, like, a little change go through, and he's worried about his family.
Yes, it does seem that Irazian was not incredibly pleased when she came out the other side, and she and Farosh may have clashed. But it has since calmed, and we have moved the village. The enslaved... She kind of, like, lowers her voice. She says, the enslaved will start being moved out of the city within the week.
Glad to hear they're making progress. I hope things worked out okay.
Yes, the reason that I've sent this image to you is to tell you that we can return you to Dover whenever you wish.
Borg, 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 Borg.
Or to Rodovine.
We can go back to Magic New York, friends.
She meant to Rod, not Dover, but you could go back to Magic New York.
Kyr'nes is immediately, like, incredibly, like, enthused about this. Like, I want to see how things are going. It's like, what's happening?
Oh.
What's up?
We need to sort him out before that happens.
Oh yeah, that one.
So is this image on the floor, like, like standing?
Yeah, it's she is kind of like sat above the cave entrance, kind of thing.
I was hoping she was on the floor. I was gonna pee on her for telling me to.
I mean, you
You
can still
could try.
climb the hill.
You
Like,
could make an
if you want
acrobatics
to.
check to try and pee that far upward.
I would like to roll for wolf pee.
You can just do it if you want. Like,
Yes, I'm a pee on her.
Okay, it's just an image, so it does right through.
I mean, I feel better. Plus, I had to pee. So.
Okay. Cool. The gnome says, I'm not from here. It doesn't make any difference. If you can get me to Rodovine, I'd be happy to go. Maybe get some attention.
Well, given you have something inside you, we may require some specialist help. Not to disparage your skills or anything, Endr.
None taken. I don't. Ender's just like, she just had like an exact knowledge of something thanks to Benazi, and now she's like, I don't know.
Give me a second
just
for my
wanna make
brain
sure
to
he's
settle
okay.
back into my body.
She's like, I just want to make sure he's well.
Endra's been having a lot of weird brain stuff happen lately.
Yeah, she was just pulled into the god space, and everyone roasted her for sleeping.
Turns out she actually hasn't been seeing a goddess. She actually has a brain tumor, and
Oh no.
Stop!
The worst.
You guys are all like drinking her potions to be nice, but in reality, she's just like throwing sticks and shit, and you're like, yeah, okay.
Stop! Oh.
The healing spell is just the sheer force of her friends wanting to humor her.
we all already know what's gonna happen.
Cursed concept. Please no.
No, she's
Anyway.
already trying to save her dad.
So anyway. What do you do?
Nodding dog.
I gotta go with Zogle on this one. We really should get to Rodavine. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. She says, I'll let them know. Expect it within a moment. The image of Oriana fades, and there's like a sucking sound. Ew.
No!
Stop!
So this is a familiar spell effect. You are being teleported. If anyone wants to, they can resist it, but I don't know why you
Nope.
would.
No, screw this place!
Zoop.
Okay. You all find yourselves in the crown's courtyard.
Wait, didn't we say we were gonna go take that kid with us?
Oh!
So that he could, like, be on an adventure?
Jeremy.
Oh,
Hold
I like this.
on,
We should
I
go get him.
shouldn't.
It's too late.
Nah, we
You've
would
been
have
banned.
realized about Jeremy.
Ah.
Hold on, we would have realized it. Just
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
not.
also, he kind of threw up at the sight of seeing blood, so...
Hmm.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
he threw up at the fact that we basically eviscerated.
Yeah, we
a
did kind of
gob.
brutalize
in
that
front.
Nilbog.
Like, that's why he bombs.
Fair. Yeah, we
It has
should
been
probably
really
at
wants
least
Zogle
go
to be
talk
big.
to Jeremy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Jeremy.
otherwise Aspen's gonna be very upset that her shipping is not happening.
It's very telling that
I need Zogle to
Zogle.
sail.
Aspen needs Joggle to fail.
It's very telling that Zogle remembers Jeremy.
It is.
Well, yeah, he remembers all the pains in his asses. Wait, that's not how that went.
Mm.
So
He did say.
Okay, so I will allow you to take that back if you want to go and get Jeremy.
Yeah, let's go get Jeremy.
We need to go fetch the boy.
Oh,
Bow
yeah.
wow. Bow wow 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 wow.
Okay. So Oriana says, "I'll check back in a few hours." You guys make your way back to Jeremy's village, which takes a few hours. When you
Ooh, as we're approaching, I cast Disguise Self, so I look like, human boy.
sure thing. Do you go to where do you go? Just to Jeremy's place, or
Oh, yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
okay?
I run to Jeremy's place.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let me mark that
You
I've
arrive at the
cast
door
Disguise
to Jeremy's place.
Yeah.
Since I'm just-
I knock.
Self. Kyr'nes.
Oh, is the, hold on.
In
Is the
trying-
gnome walking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm not gonna be. I guess I won't be a wolf boy because that would be very awkward for that village.
Kyr'nes goes to say hello, has forgotten what voice he was using. Hello. Yes, hello.
I scream. Jeremy, we're here for you.
Oh lord.
The door opens and it's the tiny Irish mother. She says, "Oh, back so soon. I don't know that we were expecting you, but please come in."
Yes, hello.
Sorry,
I am-
apologies.
Yes, hello. I am the person from earlier.
I am person friend.
I am
I'm
human boy with human skin.
So,
Endr
you-
uses her rustic hospitality.
yeah. So you hear padding coming down the stairs, and Jeremy appears, and he says,
Hey, Jeremy.
"Oh, how did it?"
It went well. You should have come. It was great.
You shouldn't have come. You would have died.
I mean,
Considering I
we
almost
didn't.
died, yeah.
He said, "Okay.
Okay.
What can I do for you?"
Well, you're
Yeah.
coming with us.
Do you want to go to a place that's magical, but at the same time it's not super deadly, so you'll probably be just fine, and since you're human, there's not going to be any racism toward
Yes, my fellow human.
Oh, Lord.
He,
Lord, mercy.
he disappears up the stairs and emerges with a packed bag. And he
Oh,
says,
you were
I'll take-
ready.
he says, "Yes, let's
Oh,
go."
I'll take that as a...
Well, it seems that you are eager to use the roads that are ever so commonly worshipped in this town. Good.
Kyr'nes, humans literally can't make that.
Yeah, Kyr'nes has accidentally made like a really draconic sound at the end of his sentence.
And he says, "When do we leave?" And at that moment, you hear a sucking sound.
Eh. Just let this happen.
Goodbye,
Appear
fellow
in-
humans.
You appear at the center of the crown with Jeremy and the gnomish slave dude.
I would like to reach into my sack and grab maybe like an empty pouch or maybe a bucket if we still have one, and hand it to Jeremy because I don't think he's used to being teleported.
He's not, but he's okay. He's
I'm gonna look at him and be like, really? That doesn't really?
He definitely falls over because he wasn't expecting it, but he's fine.
Endr helps him up.
Sat in front of you as they were the first time that you, but with an additional chair to Victus's side, containing Oriana. You see the crown.
Hey, Oriana.
Hello. Did you get everything you needed?
I'm gonna look directly at the cleric one and be like, hey, this guy needs like assistance right yesterday.
Very well. She looks over her shoulder to one of her attendants who bows and leads him away to the cleric.
Oh, also keep it in mind that whatever comes out of him might bite. I have no idea.
Yeah, we really have no idea what's inside him. I tried to heal him, and then he asked me to stop. So
She looks back and like wide-eyed makes eye contact with I can't read your name.
Mean
Asaphia,
girls.
who like nods her head and says it will be fine. And Victus says, "Were you successful in your?" What does Victus sound like? Did he sound like that? Yeah.
Like a giant tool bag, yes.
yeah,
Were you successful in your mission?
To a degree. There is
Yeah, I'd
no more
say-
beholder.
Indeed. What were they doing? What was his mission there? Why was he there?
Well, it wasn't the most clear, but it looked like he was doing some sort of experimentation involving the beholder. There were a lot of tubes.
and very dead beholders.
And growing beholders.
Why would they grow beholders?
It seems that they're going to be coming up with an army. Seems that you have pissed quite a few people off.
And I think Borellian says, "Now hold on, something here doesn't add up. If
I love Borellian.
they're making an army, why were there dead beholders?"
Testing.
Yes, there was a scientist. I don't believe we caught his name. But it seems that, let's call him Mal, has found himself a scientist. He seems to have found quite a few people. Everyone that has ever been disrespected or just thrown away, he seems to have picked up.
He's also been experimenting on himself.
He had a pretty sweet horn, honestly.
Oh, and Asephi says, I'm sorry, who? Wait. I'm sorry. Who had a horn?
The scientist dude.
There's a sign.
My apologies.
Would
The
Kyr'nes know?
beholder was dead because the scientist pulled out its eye sockets, cut its eye sockets, and is growing other things. We did not necessarily kill the beholder, but somebody who is much, much worse seems to have gotten a hold of it.
The beholder we did encounter asked us to kill him.
I
Well,
begrudgingly obliged.
That tracks. If he was defeated, if he couldn't kill anybody, then he's got no reason to live. But why would they mutilate him? Why would they cut out his eye?
Well, don't beholder eyes do something to magic? Maybe it has something to do with that.
They were saying that he was going to be made into a weapon of some variety.
But he died. So not him.
But his parts.
And you dealt with the scientist.
More or less.
No.
Okay. So let me get this straight. You didn't kill the scientist. The beholder is dead. But you have no idea what they were using these extra beholders for.
Correct.
The beholder being dead, he has already stated, basically finished out his work.
Why?
I would assume they needed the beholder alive for parts.
Interesting.
I don't believe the scientist is our biggest threat. He gave us information about the meeting of this army. We have about 25 days to prepare for.
He gave me this really interesting timer. He unfurls the scroll to show that.
Yeah, and yeah, Victus examines the scroll. He says, well, then we have 25 days to prepare. Is there anything that the council can do to assist you before we begin to make our own war preparations?
Gear us up and figure us out how to gain knowledge and experience very quickly. If we're going to help, we're going to have to be as powerful as we possibly can be.
We can provide you with training if that is what you require. And though we will have to spread our resources thin, we may be able to pass some coin your way.
I can see if my home is willing to help as well. I mean, this is, although not normally how we would take care of unnatural and city-based things, it still affects the rest of the world.
Well, I suppose if we had a herd, it would make it a lot easier for us to deal with what's coming. Victus says, I agree. If any of you have any political contacts who may be willing to assist us, that would be much appreciated.
Well, my family, both of my families are a little embroiled at the moment, but I'm sure, as Zogle mentioned, he's got some contacts.
I'm a prince of a forest. That's not as contacty as we hope. However, I am a prince of a forest. I can get us into places. If you have a list of cities, that would be a good contact point.
Asai says, we have, as the leaders of this city, we have many diplomatic ties, we'll be able to handle those sorts of things ourselves. It's just anything, any additional help that you can provide that may not be from a government, any group that you may be affiliated with. Oriana says, I've already contracted every member of the guild who's available.
Victus, I believe this would be a question for you. Are there magical items out there that could help with us?
Well, certainly. Any magical item could be helpful.
We're a band of adventurers, and you're a person who writes everything down. Do you have books, maps, something? Get us out there. We're an adventuring tribe, or I guess we would call ourselves a group. Yeah, I mean, we're able to get powerful artifacts.
Give me a day, and I will acquire as much information as I can for you. Now, if you don't mind, we need to make preparations.
I could use a bath and some food.
So, do any of you need anything from the crown? This may be your last opportunity.
Yeah, I'd like to go talk to Victus on my own.
Yeah, they kind of call a dismissal of the meeting, and they're freaking Asaphia is
I'm gonna
like,
slip with the druid.
okay.
Yeah, I
Asaphia
was
is like
gonna-
tucking into like a steak or whatever. Victus is like poring over books. They're all just kind of sat at the table, but not really in like meeting mode anymore.
I was gonna say, like, Kyr'nes might want to talk to Victus, like, you are a good sorcerer, learn me good sorcerer things, hello?
Learn him how to talk like human.
Hello, I am human.
Man. Yes.
So, Azure and Kyr'nes, you both approach Victus at the same time. Azure, I know that you had said that you wanted to speak to him alone.
Yeah, if it's possible.
Yeah, so are you going to wait until Kyr'nes is done, or are you going to... What are you going to do?
I guess I'm gonna have to wait for Kyr'nes to be done.
Okay. And actually, interestingly, I think that maybe Victus sees you kind of waiting and sitting around. One of his images appears at your side and says, "Yes, Azure, what may I help you with?"
Oh,
And sort of like walks you away.
mm-hmm. Okay. So like, can you like, you're the thing, right? Like, you're the mage.
Indeed.
Okay. So, like, I've been cursed, and I've been trying to figure out what to do to get uncursed, and yeah, I would like to eventually not die. So, can you help me?
Not
Indeed.
dying would be great. That's a big deal.
Do you have any knowledge of a ritual or anything of that nature that specifically pertains to your curse? And I will let you know you do, because that's the information that you got from the goddess of knowledge when you went to visit her.
Okay. I do, although I have no idea out of character what it is. But
Yeah, no, we
I
haven't really
do.
discussed it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. Oh yeah, I do. And I know where the from who the curse is from. I know. I'm starting to understand what it does, and yeah.
That will be useful. Give
Yeah.
me just before I continue with this, Azure. Kind of what I'm kind of wanting to transition into here, you guys, is more of like a week by week kind of thing, and like for this next 25 days, so that you guys can like make your operations. And then if there's anything specific, like if Azure does his ritual, like that would be something that we'd want to focus on. And then, that kind of thing. So, keeping that in mind, he says, give me 4 days and meet me here at the crown in my tower at, let's see, would he say like 8 at sundown.
Okay.
I will have time then, and we can perform the ritual.
Okay. That, and I'll also need your help for something quite magical. I'm trying to figure out a way to, and I point at Blue, to make this little thing, more powerful, and I'm trying to figure out how she could be, how she could like be part of me, and I could be part of her, and we could be, fighting alongside, joining our forces together. Since I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not like the best bard, but and she's for this big fight, I think we'd want to figure out something.
Indeed. It is possible that when we disconnect you from the source of the curse during the ritual, we could take some of those frayed edges and tie you together with your
Good.
friend.
I love being tied, so that's perfect.
It will. Oh my God. He says, it will be more difficult, and that is something that I could do safely if I had more time. So your options are to undertake a more difficult ritual, which may have a longer recovery time. And if that is successful, you'll be tied. Or I can remove the curse, and then if we survive the coming assault, then I can perform the ritual more safely. Those are your options.
Okay. Also, the last thing, I'll think about it, and yeah, I'll think about it.
Yes.
Yeah. Last thing, also, I want to kill a god. So, may I, like, can you help me in finding the way to kill that said god? Once, like, it's not like urgent or anything, but yeah.
You want help with research?
Yeah. I'm great at researching.
That's what you're rolling with?
He says,
Yeah.
I have no time for this now, but I am very intrigued. If we survive, we'll discuss it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Victus.
Indeed. Thank you, Azure.
My pleasure.
And the image walks away. At the exact same time, across the courtyard, like in the instant that Victus's image is like, "Oh, Azure, how can I help you?" Victus is like, he says, Kyr'nes, how can I help you?
Mr.
And these conversations happen simultaneously.
Because of course they do. Victus is
Because of course they do.
Galaxy Brain Boy. Victus, you are obviously a sorcerer of great power to even challenge my dear mother Aradzian. So, I want help. I can do some neat stuff, but there's always more things to have in the tool bag, so to speak.
Indeed. So, what exactly kind of help are you asking for?
Well, it would be nice to change up what I know, and since I know normally that only tends to happen all at once when I learn great deal of new things, and additionally, I've seen people use, well, and he unfurls the scroll, magical, one-use items like this, and I was curious if you knew quite a bit about making anything like that. I have quite a few. Well, I have a few spells that could prove rather useful if I were to distill them into a usable format like that.
So out of character, what I'm hearing is you want spell scrolls and you want to change your known spells. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Because normally sorcerers can only change their known spells at level.
Yeah. He says, there is a center for learning in Dover. If you undertake a certain amount of study there and perform said study within their chambers, then it will certainly be possible to sort of rearrange this information. Normally, this is a very costly service. However, I'm very familiar with the owner, and if you so wish, I can recommend you as having done a great service for both of our cities, and I'm sure that we can work around the price.
That certainly seemed like a good idea to me. It fulfills what we need here. Also, out of character, Razz has her sweet mate on the telephonular device, so that's why she's muted. Anyway.
Gotcha. And he says, as for spell scrolls, if you provide me with a list, I'm sure that I have some laying around.
Oh, okay. That will work quite nicely.
Indeed. Keep in mind that they are quite costly to make, and they would be coming from my own personal funds, so we may have to discuss price.
Yes, them being quite costly to make is also why I was curious about making them myself.
Indeed. You want the setup to do so.
Yes, that's one way of putting it.
He says, stop by my tower before you leave, and I will provide you with a starter's kit. Basically.
Wonderful, that works. That will work nicely.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Zogle, you said that you wanted to talk to Borellian, is that correct?
Yes, the other druid.
Okay. He says, well, shoot, Zogle. How can I help you?
Oh lord, I can't believe you're more powerful than myself. I seem to have run into a conundrum, tactically speaking. We have a lot of magic on our side. A lot of magic.
Mm-hmm.
And half of my lineage is not exactly magic-based. I would like to figure out a way to get in touch with that half, at least a little bit more. So at the very least, we have one person that can stand up during times of less than existent magic.
I see. So, you want me to help you find your family?
No, I want you to help me get in touch with the Goliath side of things. I want to be able to fight along with my druidic abilities.
I see. Interesting. I mean, I'm not much of a fighter. I could recommend you to a place where you might get some training.
That would probably be good. I just figured that you would have more knowledge, as you know, we can't exactly wear metal because that would be stupid. Metal is dumb. So
Sure.
I kinda need a warrior from our bro.
All right. Well, shoot, yeah. I might know someone. Tell you what. If you stay in the city for a little bit, just let me know where you're staying, and I'll send word.
Thank you. Just, yeah. Also, do you have like herbalism? I'm not gonna lie, I already know you do. Do you have like some herbalism recipes that maybe I could, you know, work on as well?
Sure thing.
As usual, glad you're not dead, Brilliant.
Well, we ain't dead yet. And he winks.
Great. I'm just standing there super awkwardly, like, this is the most human interaction I've had for a while. Endr's not here to get me out of this.
I see Endr is still muted, so...
Alas, the Roomba continues to yammer on.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I would assume, anyway.
Yeah, we can talk about this. So basically, you guys, what I want... Basically, I'm thinking next session, going to go through that month. That 25 days. And then the session after that will be the day of. So, what I need from you guys is any preparations that your character would want to make. I need like a list so that we can go through it and get it taken care of next session.
Cool. If that's the 25 days of basically hardcore training, what kind of level are we looking at? Because that'll be part of the preparing.
We'll talk about it. I'll need to see like how far away you guys are and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so make lists. If there's anything specifically that you want to focus on, like for instance, I can tell you that Azure, we are going to do the ritual next ceremony or next session, unless you decide not to. Like unless you change your mind between now and then, that's probably gonna be part of it.
Gucci.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any of that stuff. There was something else. Oh, and do keep in mind that you're if you are like intending to stay with another party member, talk to them about it. But you're not going to be required to for this next session. It's not going to super affect storytelling. It might affect how like involved you are in the session, but depending on how like secretive Azure wants to be about this, that might be something that he has also, stuff like that. If Zogle, you want to talk to the Druids, or Kyr'nes, you want to talk to dragons, that's going to be, maybe separate. Like it's up to you. You can ask someone to come with you, whatever. Yeah. So everyone, I'll leave that list by like Thursday so that I can prepare. Actually, since Thursday's American Thanksgiving, so let's do. I'll need the list by Friday.
Okay.
All right. Super excited. I'm pumped about this.
I
And then
talk for just like half frame. I know for a fact Endr is probably gonna want to go back to Duver and hang out in Panatia's
sure.
shack / temple thing in do some hardcore praying there for probably like a week or two.
For sure.
I could probably do training with my dad, which means here.
Cool. We don't need to figure that out now. Friday.
Yeah, I know that is absolutely something that I know I want to happen next session.
Okay.
Like, even if it's like oh yeah, you do the thing, like that is something like that I know needs to happen.
I do like the concept of Kyr'nes, like, phoning home and, like, talking for a while, like, oh, guys, are you okay? What's happening? Hello?
For 25 days, you talk to your mother.
Talking to his mother forces his sorcerer blood to work harder. He gets more spells.
They say so much and they get nothing done.
What have you prepared? What do you mean prepared? Don't we have, like...
No, yeah, dude,
Wait, it's been 25 days already? Oh, dear.
I didn't sleep.
I seem to have forgotten to sleep. Oh, no.
Passes out.
Cool. So that's it. That's what I have prepared for tonight. So we're clear. If you guys want to do outros and stuff, and then I'll be available all week. Just send me a message in Discord, even if I'm offline. I'll get to you. I'll answer questions you guys have. We can talk about plans, whatever.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna be particularly because I have exam to study for right after Thanksgiving and a paper that's due. So I'm gonna be working at hardcore, but I'll be sure to get you a list. Probably sometime I'll probably be thinking about it in the next couple days before I go home.
Cool.
Ooh,
We'll
kid,
see
you've been
how
doing
much...
the 76 too. Ooh.
It's so good.
Girl, we need to add each other.
Yeah, totally. I'll message you after we get off. Okay, so
we're gonna do outros, and mine takes forever, so I'll go first.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Glacier Nester, better known as Kyr'nes the Dragonborn Sorcerer, at least around here. And I do YouTube, and I do Twitch, and I do Twitch for YouTube, mostly. And my big things are on Mondays. The last thing I did was how-to, because I was trying to fix a PlayStation 4 controller, and I figured out how to do it, and then it didn't update my category to programming, because that's what we've been doing on Wednesday nights. But anyway, Mondays, around noon, I post an original piece of content to YouTube. It is, right now, it is my current, first impressions show called Frozen Thunder Finds, where I play a game for like 30 minutes, and I go, huh, that's good, or it's not good. This coming Monday is, shoot, what is this coming Monday? This coming Monday is Legend of Zelda, because it's Zelda month. Anyway, and then on the other side of things, there's Twitch. I do a variety stream on Wednesday nights. Like I said last time, I was doing how-to, and it is essentially me, doing whatever I want on Wednesday nights. I've been doing a lot of programming recently, just because, I don't have as much spare time at work anymore, and I want to get some things done. As for Fridays is my other flagship show, and I'm really proud of it. It's called Paper Cuts, where I read a public domain book until we're done every Friday, and it's a great time. I enjoy doing it a great deal, and I'm working on making it an actual real podcast, so you can listen to it other places other than YouTube. But that's the thing.
It's his child.
It really is my child. I enjoy doing it a great deal. But between doing Twitch and doing YouTube and this, I have content every day of the week except Tuesday, so there's gonna be plenty for you to catch up on. That's it. That's my spiel. Feel free to drop by. There's always more room in the igloo.
I suppose I'll go next. I am Matthatter, Razzie. Here I play Endr, the human wizard / cleric. And I don't do much in terms of uploading content. That's my own content anyhow. I have a where I am very, very painstakingly slowly uploading the prior episodes of this here stream, so that way anyone who wants to catch up on the story or anyone who's new to it can watch it in their own time if they don't have time to make it to the stream. And that is on Razz's Planetarium on YouTube. And I have a Tumblr, which is razzesartcorner.com. There I post doodles and sketches when I remember that the blog exists. I'm on TikTok because I like to goof around. Just Razz Matthatter. Check it out. Don't check it out. I just have a fun time. I occasionally do things. Sure.
It's true.
That's my spiel.
Oh, okay. That's my my turn. Sorry, I was like.
Oh no, that's my cue.
I'm Azure. I'm SleepingOwl. I play Azure.
It's a little blurry sometimes.
It is.
Yeah, I play Azure, the Bard, and I do Twitch sometimes, and I'm mostly now on Instagram, drawing stuff and trying to post as much as I can. I've been lacking because I was sick, but now I'm back on track, so catch me up there. I'm gonna send a link in the chat. Cool.
Awesome. Definitely check out Al's stuff. Making some real good shit lately. I am Kid Infinite. I am the Dungeon Master. I am a Twitch streamer. I stream sometimes when I am feeling up to it, but I'm also doing Twitch, so it's a little rough.
Such is
lately
fate.
I've been playing. It is. Lately I've been playing Fallout 76, and I have a weekly talk show. This week it's going to be on Tuesday with iBasley.
That means I can tune in. Nice.
Yeah. We do gay shit. So
Good.
that's the
Only
majority
so
of it.
gay.
That's the
Only
majority.
the best content.
Yes. It's called Good Morning Twitch, and that will be on iBasley's channel this week. Feel free to check that out. Other than that, you can find me on my channel sometimes 5 days a week.
That's that college mood.
It is.
Then I think that equals to me. Welcome to the channel, friends. Anybody that hasn't been here before or comes from a different one of the channels, this is the Matthatter Plays channel, where we play video games, like, all the time. All the time. We stream at least 6 days a week. I try, at least. That's basically all I do, though. I just do the Twitches, and I guess, I'm our angsty druid friend, Zogle. He's kind of the best, but also kind of the worst. But yeah, we've been on that 76 kick lately because gotta grind the new game. It's fabulous. But yeah, we have a good time around here. So pop in whenever you want. Drop a follow. Be real cute to all of these people. Especially go subscribe and catch up. That way you know what's going on and why we have angsty druids and very klutzy white dragons.
The klutziest boy.
They're the
Felice
klutzy.
dexterous boy.
And you can also find out why Aspen keeps trying to ship Jeremy with Zogle continuously.
Eventually.
All the time.
Eventually.
At the speed of how fast we can get things from one drive to another.
Oh
Halfway
god, I
across
can't
the country.
imagine.
Months and months of content.
There's
Yeah,
so
We're up to
much
like
content.
22,
There's
23
so much.
episodes now.
Yeah, see, there's 7 days a week of content from all of our channels because you can try to catch up. Good.
Well, it's also the quality of the amount of how I'm able to upload on a college campus.
Yeah.
So,
It's all good. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
You do good.
I try.
You do your
Alrighty.
bestiest.
Okay, friends. Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
yes.
Well, I go this way.
Bye
Yes,
now.
thank you. Hello, goodbye, friends.
All right.
Bye, buddy.
Make sure you give me your homework by Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
I'll make sure
teacher.
to get you an apple too.
Or I'm gonna set you in front of an Oni with like a plastic fork and a paper plate.
I can hear a wah-wah.
Don't care me with a good time.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
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 Alright, question of the day. Can I figure out how to stop OBS?